Got another woman's morning devotional for you today. A couple weeks ago, we talked about really what God says about what we eat and drink, which is linked in the corner if you want to watch it. And today I'm going to talk about some thoughts about comparison and really talking back to God and really getting angry at Him for how He made us. But if we haven't met, I'm Taylor, and this is Food, Faith, Fitness, where we are about wellness without obsession so that you can find your true balance in the way God intended for you. So today's reading is Romans 9, 20 and 21, which says, "But who are you, a human being, to talk back to God? Shall what is formed say the one who formed it, 'Why did you make me like this?' Does not the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay some pottery for special purposes and some for common use?" So this is really convicting to me when I read it, because I didn't really realize that when we're complaining about the way God made us, so about how we look, about our personality, really anything that we critique about ourselves, that we're actually talking back to God, because we're basically saying that He made us wrong. Because in Romans, it says that really God is the creator and He is the artist, and He can make out of any lump of clay what He wants. So He can make us however we want. And when we're complaining, we're really kind of like almost acting as God and saying that we really should have authority over how we are made. But really, that is not up to us. We didn't create ourselves. God is the creator. And the same goes with comparison. So when we are comparing ourselves to others, so I wish I looked like her, I wish I had her arms, I wish I was as funny as that person, it's the same thing, because we're really saying to God, like, you made me wrong, you should have made me more like her. Like the Romans says, He can create each person with different uses and however He wants. So each woman has different strengths, and instead of comparing ourselves to each other, what would be a lot smarter and not talking back to God is to see how each woman's strength helps further the body of Christ. So some women can do things that we can't, and that is part of the body of Christ, and it will further the gospel message in the way that we couldn't. But our strengths that some other woman doesn't have is going to further the gospel of Christ in our own way. So instead of yelling at God and comparing and hating our bodies and hating our personalities and all these things, we can be grateful that we are all made differently, instead of telling God that we know what's best and that He should have made us how we think that we should have been made. So personally in my own life, you guys know that I really struggled with eating disorders and disordered eating and all those things. And then really when I started healing from that, that was really when I realized that the way that I was living and the way that I was trying to control my body and comparing it to others or comparing it to old versions of myself was really how I was talking back to God. So I really had to make this mindset shift, that getting to a healthy spot with food and with my body and allowing my body to look like however God designed it, when it's healthy and happy and functioning and I'm nourishing it and I'm not exercising obsessively, but I'm really truly authentically taking care of it. Like I always say, wellness without obsession. That was when I had to really make that shift to, okay, this is how God, the creator, the artist, formed my lump of clay to look this certain way when it's healthy, and that is something that I had to start to come to terms with, and to stop berating myself and really berating God for not making me the way that I wanted to look and the way that my body looked when I was unhealthy mentally and physically and restricting and controlling and obsessing. So that's really how it's looked for me in my own life. So I'd really challenge you to think about, are you talking back to God right now? Are you telling God that you know how you should have been made and you wish that you would have been made that way, and if you made yourself, you would have done it completely different? Because that, again, that is what comparison is, and that is what body bashing is. So I challenge yourself to just this week look at your life and kind of think, how can you make this mindset shift? How can you trust that God made you the way that He wanted you to be made, and to start accepting that and really allowing yourself to be thankful for that, and to thank God that He knows what's best, and whatever way that looks like for you is really in His plan. So I hope this really challenged you to see how body bashing and comparison is not from God. It actually is putting us in the position of God and really talking back to Him. I also hope it inspired you. I hope it encouraged you, because we know that our weight does not equal our worth. So I'll see you in the next video.